Going to Broadway is an iconic New York experience, but there's so much that can go wrong. Today we'll be sharing the biggest Broadway mistakes to avoid, from getting frustrated overpaying for tickets, the agony of choosing the wrong show, and a sneaky scam that even experienced theater goers regret falling for. You don't want to miss this, trust me. And joining me for this special video, Billy Hipkins, a Broadway lifer.
I'm a lifer. I was in a Broadway show a long time ago. I've been working in wardrobe on Broadway for 25 years. I've worked on 32 different productions in the wardrobe department. Currently right here at the Winter Garden Theater doing Back to the Future, where I'm dressing the stars, Doc and Marty.
Billy, we are standing right in front of the doors to the theater, and I think a big fear of first-timers especially is choosing the wrong seats for a show.
Well, I would say there's a difference between seats for a musical and seats for a straight play. Now say if you're coming to Broadway to see Sandra Bullock in a play, sit down front. You want to get a good look at a celebrity, sit close. The thing is though, most stages are a little higher than your eye level, so you're going to be sitting looking up. If you're very close, you're going to see a lot of shoes. For musicals, I always like to say sit in the front of the mezzanine. Because we dance, we have patterns on the floor, so you get a better overview, and the lighting, the way it plays off the set and the floor and stuff, you're better off upstairs. The other thing I'd say is, the further to the side you are, and every theater has a seating chart. If you're on this side, you might miss what's happening up in the corner over there. You might be looking into the wings a little bit on that side. So center is always better. Further back can be a good thing on a lot of shows. Here's the other thing I'll tell you in front rows. If you can see the cast can see you. They see everything everybody does in that auditorium. So if you're gonna sit up front, you better be wide awake and attentive, because trust me, they're gonna talk about you when they walk off stage.
Now Billy, one thing a lot of people are afraid of, prices. Broadway can be expensive, but we've got some methods for you to save money, and the first one are rush tickets, which in the past involved going to the theater the day of the show in the morning, getting in line for unsold seats. Now, some select theaters still do this, but many now have digital lotteries. And the day before the show, you enter your name on an app. In this link right here, every single show on Broadway and their rush policies are listed. So for example, Back to the Future, where Billy works, you can get $40 rush tickets at the box office day of the show, or $45 if you're lazy and want to do a digital rush.
I will tell you, most of the rush tickets are the first couple rows, so again, you're going to be looking up.
Another thing to look out for with rush tickets is typically the limit is only 2, and sometimes they even separate you from the other person.
There's also cancellation. I mean, every day there will be a line forming as soon as the box office opens, and as tickets are canceled by people rescheduled, they'll resell at full price, but they will sell some of our better seats day of. There are ways to do that if you feel like standing at the box office at any given show. On a big hit show with hot tickets, if the box office is going to open at 10, by 9, stand outside.
Something else to look out for with rush tickets is they also could be obstructed or limited view. You're basically at the mercy of the house. You could get lucky, you might not get the best seats, but you're gonna get a good price. That's the important thing.
Now they will tell you if they're obstructed view, they'll let you know that. Now here's the thing. Obstructed usually means there's a column that's going to be in your view. They'll tell you that. But in a lot of the theaters, where if you're toward the back of the orchestra, the mezzanine is over your head. You have a few view of the stage, but you might miss the top of the set. So on shows where action happens way up there, further back you are, you may be obstructed in that way, that you're under the overhang of the mezzanine. That is something to ask the box office. Is any of this blocking the top of the proscenium?
The other way to get cheap tickets, and you'll see this walking through Times Square, is the TKTS booth. Going there in the morning, day of a show. They will tell you what shows they have available on their website, but you do have to line up. Could take an hour, but there are deals to be had there.
My other favorite for cheapy seats, Today Tix. Get the app, Today Tix, T-I-X, run by the Theater Development Fund. You can kind of look in advance. Now on that also, you won't be able to pick where you're sitting, but you can definitely get some decent seats at a decent price.
Now, unfortunately, something that is all too common, rip-off tickets on Broadway. Many people just don't know better. And the first thing I will say is I'd be careful about buying tickets from scalpers right outside the venue. You don't know if those seats are counterfeit or not. You don't know if that person's gonna go run away as soon as you buy the tickets. Another one that I'm hearing about lately is people who are waiting for tickets at the TKTS line. You're gonna be approached by somebody with a clipboard, and they're gonna tell you that they have better tickets if you just talk to one of their associates, and you're really just talking to a ticket scalper who's probably gonna charge you more than you would pay at the TKTS booth. And I've been reading all about this lately from you guys. And the number one issue I see my viewers running into and getting mad about is going to a website like this. It'll have words like BroadwayTickets.com. It'll look like the official reseller, but when you actually go to the site, we have an example here, Aladdin on September 22nd, they have it starting at $104. What you always need to do instead of relying on a random Google search is go to the official box office site. We did just that, and Aladdin for the same night starts at $64.50, almost $40 cheaper. So I'm gonna repeat this, very important. Always start on the official site of the show, not some Broadway site that's gonna trick you to thinking they're the official reseller. Newbies to Broadway may be anxious about how to dress. What would you tell them?
I would tell them, we want everyone to feel welcome in a Broadway theater. You dress however you are comfortable. You are welcome here. The only thing I'm going to tell you, though, is we have a lot of air conditioning, so it might get cold, so you might want to consider having a jacket with you. But whatever you've got on, come on in. You're welcome here. Used to be people dressed up a lot on a Saturday night to see a show. Those days are over. Come be comfortable, come enjoy yourself. You are welcome here, whatever you got.
All right, Billy, another common issue, people arriving late. There's traffic, the subway breaks down. What do you do if you arrive late? And what time would you tell people they should arrive?
I'd say if you're picking up tickets at the box office, give yourself a half hour before the curtain so you feel comfortable. Get your tickets, you can come in, you can relax, you have time, stand outside if you want. There's gonna be a lot of people doing the same. Give yourself that time. If you've already got your tickets, give yourself 20 minutes, 15 minutes before the curtain to get in, get comfortable. If you want to use the restroom, feel free. As far as late seating, if you are late, well, we're not gonna start over, but they will seat you. Now, a lot of shows have very distinct, at the end of this number, that is the moment where we'll seat late seaters. At the end of this scene, that's when we'll seat people. You can't just go in because it is disruptive. So we've got that all very mapped out. It happens all the time. People get up during the show if they need to use a restroom. You're not going to be forbidden to do so. Do your best if you get there early to take care of all that stuff so you can just sit back and enjoy the show till the intermission or till it's over if you don't have an intermission.
And Billy, what about people who forget to turn off their cell phone?
If you can hear it, we can hear it. Don't do it. Turn off your cell phone. And while we're at it, don't think you could sneak pictures of the show or take videos. We see you. They see you. They will report it to an usher immediately and you will be ejected from the building. Don't do it. As far as singing along, don't do that. You paid good money to hear people that have been training their whole lives to do this job, not to hear each other. You're going to really annoy the people around you too.
It's not a Taylor Swift concert.
It is not a sing-along.
I think a mistake that a lot of first-timers make is thinking that all Broadway shows are actually on the street of Broadway. Now, we are standing in front of Broadway, Winter Garden Theater, right there. One of only 2 shows that are still on Broadway, literally on the street, Broadway Theater being the other, and it got the nickname Broadway because at the turn of the 20th century, every single Broadway theater was on this street. Now, it's all around the theater district. Now today, Broadway actually refers to theaters that can hold 500 or more people. An off-Broadway show is 99 to 499 seats, and off-Broadway are 99 seats or lower.
Example, Little Shop of Horrors. That is a small show. It belongs in an off-Broadway venue. It doesn't belong in a big Broadway house. There are shows that are just too big to put in an off-Broadway house. The scope of the show determines where it should sit. Your price point is lower off-Broadway, slightly, but some shows are appropriate for that venue as opposed to a bigger house. We just saw the Britney Spears Once Upon a One More Time in a monstrously big house, and they couldn't make it in a smaller house. They might have survived on Broadway. In an off-Broadway house, they might have run for years. It's impossible to say, but bigger house, more overhead.
All right, Billy, what about food and drink inside the theater? Can you bring your own food and drink? And if you don't, what can you expect price-wise inside?
You cannot bring your own food and drinks into the theater. Don't. People try to bring the rest of their pizza from John's with them. You can't bring it to your seat, folks. Eat before you get here or eat afterwards. Now, in the theater, yes, concessions. The owners of these theaters want to make money on beverages and cocktails and some snack, candy items. And it's going to be very, very expensive. But really, did you come here to eat and drink, or did you come here to see a show? I think you can go 2 hours without it. Now, there are shows where certain performers will not allow there to be ice in their drinks because they don't want to hear the clack, clack, clack of ice during the performance.
Billy, with so many options on Broadway, picking a show can be overwhelming. How do you tell a first-timer to narrow it down?
Well, now, again, it depends on what you want to see. If you've got a family, go see Lion King, go see Aladdin. We have plenty of really good family fare shows out there. If English is not your first language, something like Lion King is a very easy spectacle that you don't have to try to keep up with a plot. If you like movies, Back to the Future. It is a really great representation of the movie on the stage. If you're into something more challenging, go see a play. You might want to go see a drama. We have some wonderful moving theater that isn't musical fare. And a lot of long-standing things like Wicked, Book of Mormon. We have things that have tried and true and been around for years and years. And if you haven't seen them yet, well, there's a reason they're still here. People are loving them.
All right, putting you on the spot. What's your favorite all-time show? Can't say Back to the Future.
Favorite all-time show? Again, I'm going to say Little Shop of Horrors. That is a quality piece of theater. I love that show. I love when people get eaten by a plant.
All right, so a lot of people, they come to the city or they're visiting here and they don't just want to go to a Broadway show. They want to get a drink after, they want to get dinner after. Where are your top picks after all these years?
You know, I do love going over by Schubert Alley on 45th Street to Junior's. Junior's is busy, it's big, but they've got great burgers. They have a brisket over potato pancakes to die, and they have killer cheesecake. I like going over to Junior's. Now, if you want to go someplace that maybe run into a Broadway performer that you just saw, I'd say Joe Allen's over on Restaurant Row on 46th Street. Joe Allen's is a place where Broadway folks will go after, and also upstairs from there is Bar Central, which is a nice place for a cocktail, where a lot of Broadway folks go hang out after a show, so you might just catch someone that you just saw on the stage.
Two of my favorites, one would be Adele's, which is halal food, just a few blocks actually from this theater right here. Now the line can get pretty long, but it's one of my favorite halal trucks in the entire city. And for food, I'm a big fan of a spot called Easy Paella and Tapas, actually in Hell's Kitchen, where you live. I think their paella and some of their Venezuelan fusion stuff is fantastic before or after a show.
And you can't go wrong at John's Pizza right across from the Majestic Theater on 44th Street. That is a quality pizza.
So Billy, actually right when we met you, there were a ton of autograph seekers waiting for the actors to come out. What is the respectful way to get a Broadway actor's autograph after a show?
Line up at our little barricades right there and have a pen ready with you, because you can't expect that they're going to have a marker. Have your playbill ready, have something you want them to sign ready. Don't ask them to sign pictures of themselves or merchandise that you plan to turn around and sell on eBay. They know that's what you want to do, so don't do it. They're not going to do it. Most folks will take a quick picture with you if they have a second. Not everyone does. At the end of the show, a lot of folks just need to get home. And not everyone always feels great after the end of the show, so you can't expect it. But most people will come out after and just have a quick moment with you. A lot of times, fans of the show will send us things backstage. They'll send things that they baked. We're not going to eat them. We can't say for sure who baked it and what's in it, so don't send food backstage. It's a lovely thing to do. We're going to end up throwing it out.
Billy, not only a Broadway veteran, but also a fellow YouTuber. Tell people about your channel.
That's right. I have my own personal channel. It's Billy Hipkins, The Also Ran, ALSORAN. I just talk on the daily most days about my New York life, either what's going on at my theater, what's going on at my apartment, what's going on with my two cats that drive me crazy and I love them to death. I just run my big mouth every day, and a lot of people seem to enjoy it, so tune in.
Now that you know what mistakes to avoid on Broadway, in this video we show you some tourist mistakes that you probably want to steer clear of on that next trip to the Big Apple. Head here next.